Hey guys, it's Nathan. It's been a while since I put together a video, so this is just something that I'm recording that I'm making for a client. But I just thought I'd share the process. So what we're going to be doing is building our own email automation tool. So if you're familiar with something like Mailshake or Woodpecker, they're tools that send directly through Gmail, through Gmail's API. And the reason for doing this is because you tend to get better deliverability. So they just allow you to build campaigns, marketing campaigns from your Gmail account. But it costs $50 per month per account, I believe. So we don't really want to, if you're sending over 10 different accounts, which we will be, it's going to come to $500 per month, which is just not worth it. So we're going to build out our own automation today. So to start off with, this is the base that we'll be working from. So I've literally just set this up, and all we have here, this is just going to be acting as our database. So here we have the first name, testing 2. So this is just basically the structure that we'll be working from. So I'm doing this in real time in front of you. Just so you can see everything. So obviously the two different types of email status that we'll have is valid or bounced. Then we can also have responded, replied, opened, not, so that we know the status that they're in. And then we want to know if we've converted them into a sale or not. So we'll be able to see what percentage, how effective our automation is. And this last is used as the trigger field for the last time that we edited the automation. So then we're just going to have email 1, email 2, 3. I think we'll send out 8 in total. And we can always have more later. Okay, yeah, there we go, trigger field. So refresh this. Label field, we'll label via the email grid view. Okay, so the way that we'll do this is we'll change this to rename view Q. So obviously we're not interested in sending emails to people if it has bounced or if they have responded. So we'll automatically filter out any people where that has happened. So we're working from this view. Email status cannot be bounced, and responded cannot be replied. If it is either of those, then they're automatically filtered out from the queue that we're sending to. So this Integromat automation is going to be pulling from this one second. Sorry about that, I just had to deal with a quick email. So this is how we will start. So this should actually be quite quick for us to build. And just to keep it simple, this is email 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is like the quite easy part to do in terms of actually sending everything out. It's once we go into like setting up reply tracking and things like that, it's going to be a bit more complicated. But so we're just going to associate them just so it's easy for us to manage. Email 3, email 4, email 5. Okay, and I've just thought of something as well. Okay. How are we going to do that? How can we do that? That's not a bad idea, actually. So if we base it, I was going to do individual fields for this, but if we actually base it off when the last edit was made, that is a much cleaner way of doing things. And we'll change this to last email sent. Okay. So then what we're going to do, just to tidy this up a little bit, so it's easier for us to work from. Okay, so then what we want to do is we have to set up a filter, because otherwise it will send all of the emails at the same time, and we need it to go through in a sequence. So filter 1, condition, email 1 does not exist, because obviously if we've already sent email 1, then we don't want to send it again. So that's a very simple filter. So we want to do, for email, in order for email 2 to send, we want email 1 exists. We also want email 2 does not exist, and we want last that hasn't come in yet. I just need to refresh these fields. Okay, if that has worked, then we should have, no, it hasn't worked. Last sent. Come on. The problem we have here is I've added a new field called last email sent, and it's not pulling through. So I'm just refreshing the integration to try and pull in the most recent change we've made, which it doesn't want to do. Why isn't it doing that? Last email sent. There we go. Okay. Last email sent. Then we need to do date time operator. Later than. And then we're going to put this in there. And if we then go into date time here, we can add number of days. 3. So what this is doing, we are verifying email 1 has been sent, email 2 has not been sent, and the last email that was sent, which we're tracking here, was sent at least 3 days ago. So we're adding in like a 3-day delay in order to do this. So this is just like the logic that we need in place, and we're going to need it in place for every different stage of the email outreach. This is how we add like the automated flow into it. So yeah, I can just like go through and do them all very quickly. So we need email 2 exists, email 3 does not exist. I'll go through and add in the last bit after actually. Email 3 exists and email 4 does not exist. So if we don't add in like the time delay that I said about later, then it just means that they would all send without any they would all just send as soon as one is sent. So for example, one person could get like 7 or 8, that they would get every single email within 1 day, based on the logic. So we just need to make sure that we add in a time delay. Does not exist. Email 6. Email 7 exists. Okay, and we don't actually need that last one. Okay, so we'll do 8. I think that's more than enough. And just so I don't have to write this out every time, if I copy this from here, and then we do add date time operator later than, and then on this one we can add, let's say, a 6-day delay. Here we can add another 6-day delay. And we could just add like a 2-day delay just to switch it up a little bit. Just it would be like a faster follow-up, and then we can do we can do a 10-day delay, and let's just space the rest of them out by 10 days. Okay, so we now have spacing added on all of them. So first one will send immediately, then there's 3-day delay, 6 days, 6 days again, 2 days, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. So it's just under a 2-month sequence it will take someone to go from start to finish of this, assuming that they don't unsubscribe or that the email doesn't bounce. So yeah, and then now the logic is is set up. I can do an example sending from like Nathan at Notifier, as much as it won't be from Notifier. So now we can actually build out what we're doing. So obviously we have the email address stored here. So that will be dynamically added. It will send emails to that person. And in the subject line, we can put like hi first name or whatever data we have on them. So for example, in this automation, it's related to social media accounts. So what I'll actually do is go and scrape their social media profiles and get their like follow count. And I can even scrape like recent content that they've put up, and I can actually dynamically add this into the email, which is quite interesting and makes things like very personalized. But just for a quick demonstration, like here we have like hi first name. We can just this is just going to be terrible copy, but just as a quick example. Okay, and so then also we don't need to copy anything in there, but essentially that is our first email is now actually set up and ready to go. So just to move on to the next stage of the logic of what we actually need to do, once the first email has sent, we obviously need to ping that back to our database. Just letting it know, so we update that record ID, and this is obviously email 1, so we can just put the message ID of over here, and so that is actually done. And then okay. This is obviously email 2. We need to make sure that it links to the right thread. Email 3. So we're actually like probably 90% done now. It's just a case of adding in email 4. It's just a case of actually writing up email copy. So like the automation itself is we're pretty much there. Once this is done, it's just a case of writing up copy for everyone that we're sending out emails to. Like the logic itself is done, it will send all of them in the correct order, in the correct sequence. We need to build out like email tracking, but I think I may actually do that in a separate video, just not to overcomplicate this one too much, because I know people find like if I give them like an information overload of everything that we're doing, people tend to get a bit lost. But essentially, this automation is ready to start sending out emails, so I can actually go through a little test now, and then I can pass over to the client and we can start uploading bulk. I think in total there's like 500,000 people that he wants to reach out to. So anyone that he adds into this Airtable database, it will automatically start sending emails to them. So it's literally as simple as that. Rather than using like a dashboard or something like that, anyone that's uploaded here, they'll automatically be enrolled into the campaign. So like we could even actually take multiple steps here, which is I guess is actually really interesting. For example, we could send the first email from Nathan at notifier.io, the second one from Annie at notifier.io, the third one from whoever. I'm not going to do that in this example, but as you can see here, it's very easy to add as many different accounts as we want. So to send out the emails from. So that's it's very interesting. First name. So yeah, we now have. I'm not going to write out copy because I don't really want to sit here for hours, and I'm sure you don't want to watch me write out a load of copy. But what I'll do is I'll just sync all of these up just to show you that it does work, and then we'll just send like a test email from the first one. We can do a second one as well just to prove to you that it works. Okay. So that is now done. So yeah, there we go. I'll just run these two as quick tests. They're both emails that I own. So yeah, let's just make sure I have built this all properly and run a quick test. I should get an email coming through now. And yeah, okay, so I don't know if you just heard, actually that wasn't it. So that should have come through to me. So yeah, as you can see, this email has come through. Obviously I've just sent it to myself. Hi, I would like to check your social media strategy. It was marked as important, maybe because I sent it to myself. But yeah, as you can see, it needs spacing, and like I said, the copy needs changing, but we've gone straight into the inbox and it's worked fine. And then if we check over here, as you can see under email 1, that is now marked as has been sent, which means the next time we process that email, because email 1 exists, it's not going to be sent here, and because email 1 exists and email 2 does not, it's going to be processed through here. As long as if we check here, last email sent, that date is today, which that was the time we sent the email. As long as it's 3 days past this, so that will be on the 23rd of January, it will send the next email. So yeah, that is working fine. We can just run another quick example. So next it should process support at notifier.io, which it has done, yeah, and you can see that email's just come through. So yeah, working perfectly. I'm not sure how quickly we actually built that. Maybe 20-25 minutes or something, but this is now a fully functional email outreach tool, and we can add in any custom fields that we want. So let's just say, for example, insert one left, social media profile, follow account. I have this information already because I've scraped it, so I'll build this into it as well. And for example, what we do here is it going to give it to us? So now what I can That's one. Okay, so starting from the top. Okay, yeah, we have all the data now. So we could say like adding in their social media profile. And you have, and then it will automatically put in their follow account. So yeah, for every single person that we upload here, it will say, hi, first name, I'd love to talk about your growth strategy on then their social media account. And it will say, I notice you have however many followers they have. We feel we could help you with a 10% monthly follower growth and plus a massive boost in engagement. Do you have 10 minutes to chat? So it's going to be completely personalized. And we can also, like I said, we could add in their like recent social media things. We could extract the number of likes that they got on their recent posts and tell them that we can get them a boost on that. We could attach actual media into the email. It's like infinite, and it's just literally just as far as your imagination can go, what's capable of. So yeah, this was just like a simple email sender, but it's just very, very powerful, and it's completely flexible because you've built it yourself. You're not, number one, you're not going to be paying monthly for like your email automation tools. You're just using your Gmail account, so you're going to get better deliverability. But you can also just literally build anything that you want on top of this as you've built it all yourself. So yeah, I hope that you've learned something about putting like different automations together. So we can now just set this to run every 15 minutes or every hour. We can choose how many records we want it to process at a time. I'm going to do one, so it will send an email every like 15 minutes or something, and it will look quite natural, and I'll just have it running like during the day, but you're free to do whatever you want. If you want to go ahead and spam out millions of messages every day, of course, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, and you can set this up across unlimited Gmail accounts. So you would just connect your Gmail to Integromat, and then you can just choose from the drop down here which account it is that you want to send from. Yeah, I mean, of course, as well, like if you see my other videos on building in like LinkedIn automation, essentially we're just using exactly the same type of structure that we use for that. I mean, if we have the social media profile of the person, what we could even do is add in like a Phantom Buster API call and go and follow them and send like a direct message. Like, yeah, it's literally infinite possibilities in terms of building out on top of this. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something, and if you have any like questions about building this yourself, just let me know. I'm also thinking about starting to sell like just these template automations, because every week I probably get 5 or 6 messages about me building like automations for people, whereas if I just provided you with like a template and it's going to be like a fixed fee that you can just download straight away, and then you can also build on top of it and personalize it as you wish. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. But yeah, like I said, any questions if you're building this yourself, just let me know and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day.